is start this off with there we go. All right. We're going to start this off with a legal disclaimer. I'm not your attorney. I am not an attorney. I am not legally obligated or allowed to practice law. So, the advice and information that you get here will be my accounts and things that I can tell you. Okay? So, what's tonight's about is dating advice for entrepreneurs, how to eliminate and reduce child support, the power of an LLC. Now, this is going to be some really interesting information. This is going to be super dope, and it's going to be killer. So the best way to start this off is with my story. What happened to me? I had a situation where I got someone pregnant. We were not in a relationship. We used to be in a relationship. I figured out that she just wasn't the one for me. So what went down was I believe she got pregnant on purpose. Go figure, right? So we had this situation where she was pregnant, and I was like, you know what? Wouldn't be that bad having a little Glendon or a Glendor or something running around. So, all right, I went to all the doctor's appointments and everything, and we were cool. But when her mother came down, she said these words: "You drive a BMW. You need to give her some money." Attitudes changed. She started getting aggressive. She started getting belligerent. And I started recording all these conversations, which later on proved to be very pivotal to my success in getting my child support case dismissed. Yes, dismissed, gone, done. So we go through this thing, and it is crazy the stuff that she did. She assaulted me, and she went out and just killed. I mean, she just did some crazy stuff that she actually committed assault on me. I called the police. Police believe me. Could have had her arrested. And I did not, because she was a teacher, and that would have jacked up her teaching credentials. And, I was like, I'm not trying to do that to her. Little did I know that when she did that, she just became a beast. So she left the state, and she immediately filed for child support. And it was really, really strange because, she claimed that we're going to work together and do these things, right? So after filing support, and this is one of the first things, once you get served as a man, do not ignore that. Do not ignore that. That is one of the worst things you can do. It can create a very bad situation for yourself. So I got served, and what I did was I wrote down my testimony and sent it in as soon as I got it. Now, what happened was the court, the thing is, the courts are very much female centric. They're changing, but there still are in many cases, and it is a problem. So everywhere I went, I looked like the boogeyman. It's like I had facts. I had the police report. That didn't matter. She just said, I'm scared. I'm scared. And all the systems activated, and they activated against me. So one of the first things you need to do is not grant consent. You cannot grant consent to anything, because this is one of the things that's one of the ways they get you. So I didn't grant consent. I did not open up the door to consent. And what I did was I wrote down my testimony, I sent it in, and when we got on the phone, that was it. So the first time it was just like, well, we're going to do a continuance and all this other stuff. But once again, I did not send any paperwork in. I did not pay any child support because of jurisdiction. We'll get to that later. So long story short, after 14 months of wrangling around with this, I get it dismissed because we had an agreement of shared custody, which I could prove. Now, one of the things you have to understand, there is contract law, and there is case law, and then there is precedent, which is a fancy word for history. So you want to lean on law that is really, really old. And contract law is very old and it doesn't change a lot. So that's what I did. Now, one of the things that you got to understand, and I'm going to go a little deeper on my story, is I did not want scraps of parenthood. Essentially, let's say I went a little further. I got, quote, access to Madison, that's her name. Then I would have got to see her once or twice a year, but I would have been paying child support 12 months out the year. Now, many people will disagree, but I feel that I had no rights. I couldn't take her up. I couldn't pick her up. So since I have no rights, I have no responsibility. And that's all that falls on her mother. I do not believe in dealing with the scraps of parenthood. So we go through that, and I'm going to tell you that she tried to have a restraining order put on me. She accused me of abuse when she abused me and when she emotionally raped me. So it was really an interesting concept. Now, here's something, and I want you guys to hear me. And I want you to hear me loudly, and I want you to hear me clearly. We live in a country that allows women to commit murder through abortion, but will put a man in jail for being a little late on his child support. I want you, let's just go ahead and unpack that again. A woman can commit abortion, murder, in my opinion. Once again, this is not an anti-abortion. If you want to commit abortion, you can. I believe that should be her woman's right, because some people don't need to be having kids. But the thing is, it's murder. So then you have this dude who's a little short. He goes to jail. Also, let's say this woman doesn't commit murder. She goes on. She has the child. She has no money. Government will give her a place to stay. Government will give her food. Government will give her a little money. But as a dude, you're just out. It's not happening. So based upon those facts, these are facts. These are not hyperbole. This is not spin. These are facts that a woman can commit an abortion. And here's another thing. If a woman wants to commit an abortion, you can't stop her. But if you don't want her to have that kid, you can't make her. But you are on the hook for child support. Now think about this. So essentially, we have given women a lot of rights and given men in the same situation no rights. None. It's just you have the right to pay child support and shut up and go away. Well, I ain't built like that. So that's what I did. Now, here's some, and in some states it's different, so you got to check your laws. Women own the child. That child is chattel to that woman. She can abuse that child. She can throw that child down the stairs. She can do whatever she wants to that child. Because if you're unmarried in many states, she owns the child, then you have to go to court to get rights to the child. But hold on. We're going to do this child support thing first. And typically, if you go to court, it's going to be many months before, because essentially you go to court every 60 days or every 90 days. So essentially, you could pay 6 months of child support before you get access to the child. That's a problem to me. That is highly, highly problematic. So one of the things that I did, and let's say I had a plan. I had 4 steps, 4 levels to my plan. First plan was to secure Madison. I filed for legitimization papers 3 times. I had a hard time getting her served, got her served. The judge called it dubious service. Didn't know if that was her. Female, at the address. They didn't let it go through. But they taught me some stuff here. I'll get into that a little later. So if you ever have any situations like this, you've gone through this, put it down in the comments. Share your story, because this is going to be deep. So I'm like, damn. So I came to a decision, and I went and I fought for 3 years, almost 4. I was damaging my health. There were so many things that were going on with that I just let it go. And, the thing is that if you love somebody, let them go and see if they come back. So that's pretty much the situation. I've not seen her since she assaulted me. And that was December 17th, 2013. And I could have had her mother arrested. So instead of her chilling out and saying, okay, you didn't have me arrested, she took it as an assault. What it really meant was she couldn't play those games with me. I don't believe in hitting women. I've never hit women, all that stuff, but I'm not going to let you hit me either. And then we had that situation. So, I mean, all this other stuff. So single dudes, and I want you guys to listen to me, and I'm going to get into this. Hold on, because I put something together for y'all. Now, this is beginning, and it's going to be Fat Cat Secrets, Parental Contract, Credit, and LLC Money Stack includes these courses. I put Disruptive Mating in there, Fat Cats, which I did today. I'm going to show you that. Fat Cat Secrets, how LLCs make you bank, because there's a point where I'm in the course where it just didn't make sense to put the duplicate content when I'm going to get ready to do Fat Cat. So I put you in there. Unlimited credit, because this is an issue, and child support. Now let's get into, because one of the things I did was I unpacked a lot of stuff and I made it. There's 14 videos and there's a lot of information. And what I did was trim out all the fat and stuff just to give you what you need. Plus, I'm going to go through it again. So as a beta offering, it's $4.95. Now, why is it $4.95? Because if you go to an attorney for a parenting contract, they're going to charge you $1,500 to $3,000. But in this course, you get all this. And yes, after I go ahead and get it set up, I'm going to raise the price of this course. And if you bought Hustle Camp, you get this too, so you don't have to pay for it. Just contact Patty and say, hey, I want to be added to that, and she'll add you. So just know that. And if you want to be part of this, hold on a second. I need to put the link under the video. I was doing so many things that I didn't do that. So let's do that. See? And I'll clean it up later. And boom, there it is. All right. Now, why as a single man would you need this? Now, one of the differences between me and other people is there is this situation of disruptive male. There are folks who are doing MGTOW, and there are people who, men going their own way. And once again, I have no issue with these people. Everyone makes these decisions to be part of something or to not be part of something. And like I said, MGTOW is not a problem for me. However, I like the company of females. I love women, and there will be a woman in my life until I die. So I'm not going the way of MGTOW, but due to the beautiful thing of called due process, you can date women and protect yourself. It's not a problem. You can do that. So one of the things that you should do, especially if you can get it past the emotional trauma, because there's a lot of trauma, it's a lot of crazy stuff that happens with this, because essentially the woman knows that for her to get an advantageous position that she's going to lie. The same woman that you slept in bed with, the same woman that said, oh man, we're going to have this beautiful child. If lying gives her an advantage, she's going to lie. She has to. And one of the things that the court does is put people in an adversarial position, because there needs to be a rule maker, a deal breaker, so to be. So there's one parent when they really could give power to both parents. Now, one of the things that happens, and that's very, very bad, is many people, men, stop trying to create. They stop building. Because this is the whole paradigm. It's like, all right, I got to pay all this child support. So it's based upon my income. So I am not going to work that much. And if I can make money under the table, so be it. So this creates this scarcity mindset where you are doing these odd jobs and you are trying not to make money, but you're creating a very bad paradigm for yourself. You're making yourself mentally unhealthy, and you're stressed out all the time, because here are some of the things that could have happened to me. Let's go back to when she was trying to do the restraining order. I'm a concealed carry permit holder, right? Do you know, now there's two kinds of restraining orders. There's an ex parte restraining order where they grant her protection, but you don't know about it. And then there's the traditional restraining order where you have to go to court and talk about it. But once you're served with that restraining order, you're under that restraining order until you go to court and get it removed or pushed back or eliminated. So I knew that's what they were trying to do because they had this whole narrative of he's an abuser. This woman contacted my mother, who was in a nursing home, and told her that I abused her. My mom said, I don't know who you're talking about. That does not sound like my son. 2 days before she died. So just to give you a gravity of all the madness and the craziness that was going on. And also some other stuff that happened is when I was over there, and here's the thing, from the minute she was born until the minute that she was taken from me and left the state, I saw my daughter every day because this was the thing. I was supposed to be taking care of her during the day. So I was like, no, let me go ahead and get this started. Little did I know. So I did that, and I also worked. So the first month I was able to make $15,000 and really be there 8 to 12 hours, really putting in a lot of face time. I said, okay. And then next month, which was December, because she was born in October, then it was December and January. So I did close to 20. And I said, I can do this. I can make 20 grand a month, not really, working 4 to 6 hours a day. I felt good about the situation. I'm like, this is going to be fun. And now here's something else too that was really foul. Because she was going to be spending more time with me because I made the decision to put myself in that position, her mother didn't like that. They were talking about, well, let's put her in daycare. And I was like, who's going to pay for daycare? You going to pay for daycare? Because I got plenty of free time. If you want to put her in daycare, you can pay for it. Oh, that's right. You don't have any money. You don't even have a car. How's she going to get to daycare? Oh, I got to take her to daycare and I got to pay for it. No, I'm going to keep her. And then she agreed, and I got that on tape. I got about literally 20 hours of recordings of the madness, right? So we went through that, and once again, her mother flew down here on her broom, and she just created agitation. Now, here's a reason that I broke up with this chick. It was her birthday, and I went to the apparel mart, and I got her these, one of those little multicolored watches with the dazzled bezel and rubber, if I could think of it. It was a nice watch. I got a 4, red, blue, white, and some other color. And she says these words to me because I was like, how come you're not wearing your watches? And she said, my mother took 2. Now I want you to think about that. I bought some for her on her birthday, and her mother took 2 of these things. So what happened was I was dating 2 women, and I didn't know it. Many of you were dating 2 women and you don't know it. You're dating the chick and her mother. And if you don't make the mom happy, she ain't going to be happy, regardless of how good a dude you are to her, right? So this went on and went on and went on. And one of the things that just got me was when I met her, she wasn't really that close. But the thing is, her mother saw that she was moving away because I was teaching her stuff. She was listening. She was improving as a woman. But once her mother stepped in and changed up everything, then it stopped and she started being hostile. And then this is why she attacked me, because her mother was up there like, you ain't gonna take this. And her grandmother was there, which would be Madison's great grandmother. And she was saying, Jackie doesn't date men who stand up to her. She dates pushovers. So she was training her daughter to date weak simps. And I'm not a weak simp because during the situation, I told them, I was like, we ain't in a relationship. We're just having sex, which was true. And she had told these folks, her people, that we were in a relationship, and that made me look like Darth Vader and stuff, right? Like, oh, you just gonna leave her pregnant and give her a baby, when the fact is her daughter knew what she was doing. She enjoyed the penis, and she got caught up. Well, I think she got pregnant intentionally. So that went down. And then we got to court. She became the poor little woman. I just want him to leave me alone. And that's when the magistrate says, I want you to go to the 7th floor, and I want you to pull out a restraining order. Now, understand, let me say that again. The magistrate from the bench was telling her to go get a restraining order. The magistrate was administering legal advice, which means that she was not impartial. And then I said, that's funny because she assaulted me here in Georgia and there's a criminal proceeding against her right now. It's real funny that you're going to tell her to go get a restraining order against me when she attacked me, and I could have had her arrested the night she did it. Silence for 55 seconds because that magistrate, she knew she messed up, and I got her. I sent in my 14, 15 page complaint, and that chick don't work there anymore. Can't say it was mine, but she don't work there anymore because hear me now. Judges can get fired and removed. It is hard to remove a judge, but it can be done. Now, magistrate up here, for you folks in New York City, ain't that hard. They are court appointed attorneys that act as judges. They're not real judges, and they have 3 and 6 year tenures. So I got that chick removed, got my stuff dismissed. Now I want you to think about that. Now, one of the reasons that I was able to do this was I did not follow the narrative of I'm a man and I must pay child support. Now, look, check out the language here. You should go see about your kid. You should visit your kid. She's going to let you see them. All of this is treating you like a visitor in your child's life. A father protects, provides, and educates. A father is not someone that goes and sees about their kid. And essentially, there are many women that want the paradigm of it's okay as long as I approve, when a real dad's like, woman, sit down, shut up, this is what we're going to do. That was me because she didn't have her shots and she wanted to leave the state to go visit her grandfather who was up in New York so he could see the baby. And I was like, you can send him a picture. He can come down here. The kids, and this is something else, and this is real important. One of the reasons there's so many kids with illnesses and allergies and respiratory problems is because their mothers take these kids out way too early. If you have a baby, that baby needs to be home for at least 3 months with minimum contact with other people. All this stuff is going on. And, and then the thing is, Madison, when I would pick her up, she actually preferred me. And one of the reasons was I wasn't afraid of her. Now, this is typically first-time moms are a total wreck. And this is normal. This is not a slight. It's just normal because they don't know what they're doing and they're scared and there's so much responsibility. So that's normal. And I reassured her, it's like, this is normal. But me, I had 2 kids. I used to work in the pediatric emergency room. I used to put needles and IVs in babies. I was like, hey, what's up, little? We're having a good time. She didn't like that. Now, I want you to think about what kind of mother doesn't like the fact that a father and a daughter are interacting in a positive and loving manner. She did not like that. So just protect yourself. Now, what I'm going to do, and let's see, hold on. Let me get in here. I'm going to put this up here and I'm going to let it be $4.95. And tomorrow I'm going to work on it some more because as I was putting this together, I was really shocked at how much I remember because I tried to forget it, to be honest. But I'm not your legal counsel. Regard that. You got served. Now what? The dirty tricks women play in family court. Let's get Gucci. You're going to love that. What you need for the contract to be valid. How to get her on record without her knowing it. See, this is something I had to use. How to get her on record without knowing the email sequence. If you're not married, the child is her property. A lot of men don't fully understand that. It is gospel is governed. Jurisdiction is your best friend in child support court. How courts trick you into granting jurisdiction. That right there is deep. Written testimony is the way to go. In-state courts are your friend. My plan, and I give you everything I did, laid out and set up. So if she, let's say she got me served tomorrow. So let's see, let's get into the chat room. We got, what's funny? When I saw this, there was 2 thumbs down before I even started the chat. It was crazy. All right, good Lord. Let's see. What's up, Trey Matthews? What's up, Charlatan? What's up, Levisky Page? What's up, Archangel, Sense of Reality, Swoop Man, Logic reigns supreme. What's up? Let's see. Roll Tide. Yes, sir. Genja, I know it's a disturbing trend. Why is it always the mom? I don't know, man. I don't know. Eating the world. What's up? Let's see. What's up, BP? Jay Evans, why do some women listen to their single, bitter mothers and cannot think for themselves? Typically, they were raised that way, man. That's wild. I know. Tim Feitzer, Swoopman, Morning Blue. The realist on YouTube. Yeah, the court system is very well on the side of the woman. Since reality. When a man can't pay child support, they take his license. Yes. They want you in jail. Jay Evans, my father got reamed in court. I'm sorry to hear that, man. BP. All right. Let's see. Emotional rape. What is that? I never heard of that. I don't agree with the guy going to jail if he's not responsible. Emotional rape is, okay, essentially when you are presented as the father and you build that bond and she snatches that kid away from you, that's rape. That's emotional rape. It's very harsh. I was depressed for a while. Swoopman 1972. When you pay before court date, everything you paid is only considered a gift. If it's structured, that's not true, but it could be true. Yeah, it's changing, but you never know when you're going to get one of those old judges. Yeah, I know. More honestly, I know that's why I don't have kids. It ain't worth the trouble. BP, don't put your daughter's mom in jail. No, actually, I made the very wrong choice because Madison's going to go through some stuff she shouldn't have to. So that was really the wrong choice. And see, that's some simp, Captain Hole, Save a Hole, White Knight stuff right there. Here's the thing. When a woman does something harsh, we should consider it harsh and not be white knights. Martin, that's it. Martin's right. It wasn't the right choice. It was his choice. Yep. And the only reason I didn't have her in jail is it would have messed up her teaching credentials. She couldn't work. She was already struggling. So Morning Blue was an act of mercy and compassion, that mercy that a lot of women don't extend to the man, far less tense situations, I might add. Yeah, because I could have had her ass haul down those stairs that night. What's up, Diana? It should clear itself up. Nah, it's not her birthday today. I think she was Morning Blue. Man, that chick. I don't think so. I think she would be reinforced with the evil. She really couldn't stand it. Butte Ween. Simps. Let's see. Simps ain't pimps. Keep it MGTOW. There's a lot of stuff I haven't been through, man. Tim First, her mother messed up the best thing that ever happened to her in life. I kind of think so. Tech. Glenn is the prime example of when you're going through hell, just keep going. He walked away all the way out. Also, this is what created Hustlers Kung Fu. I was going through that, so I just created a course and put all my energy into it. What's up, Christian Emerson? Ganja, the type of thinking for some of these women makes you wonder why a lot of communities are fucked. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Putting air on my chest. Pretty much, BP. Ganja, true story. My uncle's wife had an affair on him because he spent too much time with the kids. Man, I've heard worse. Swoop man, I think so. I think extremely toxic. Extremely. What's up, Douglas Jones? Essentially, just come back and watch the video. It'll probably be cool after that. Hello, Glennon. This story makes me thankful my ex never got a baby. Douglas Jones, a guy I knew had a father who worked 3 jobs to provide for him. The man worked himself to death, leaving more than $100,000 to his son's education. His mother married a new fella. Uh, Part of that is the man culture to shut up, just take it, and just work without saying anything. Damn, Douglas. Ganja, and the sad part is I bet that Madison is being. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt, whatever. But see, there's something that's called truth, and truth deals with us because in a safe deposit box, I got all the court papers and I got all the conversations archived on CD. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation when we sit down and talk because that is going to happen someday. Tomorrow's session. Just curious, what's your relationship now with your daughter? Does she blame you? I have no relationship with her tomorrow. I've not seen her. We have no relationship. Tanker Green, you're funny. Uh, if you're talking about my oldest daughter, she hates her mother, and our relationship is great. Been thinking about prenups since read Larry Ellison's software. Okay, let's talk about prenups. Prenups can be invalidated so easy, it's ridiculous. So one of the things, this is kind of part of my plan is if you move the gold where a prenup or nothing can get to it, you're going to be okay. Izzy, yeah, 25 to 30K a year for 2 kids plus the taxes. I had to pay because they get the money tax free and you just can't claim the kids. Technic, is your information applicable in all states? Yes, it is. Yep. Because one of the things that happens to men is you know this look when you go to court and you see other dudes. You know this look. You know what they're going through. And most of the dudes out there are some abusers. Let's be real. There's some abusers. There's some dastardly dudes who do the wrong thing. But most dudes want to be a good father and be in their child's life and teach the kids some stuff. But once again, when you have a woman who has, quote, the power because she owns the child is chattel to that mother, she can do whatever. And look at the newscape. You have women doing all kinds of stuff, leaving their kids in the car, going to the club, leaving their kids at home while they're going on vacation. And they still get the kids back. A man does some stuff like that because someone has said they're putting women in jail for not paying child support. No, they don't. Women don't pay, and 85% of the time, these soft, kind, simp judges don't want to put them in jail. So there's no accountability there. Sense of reality. Since prenups are easily invalidated, what's the best way to protect yourself and your assets? What you want to do, and we talk about this, is let's just be real. If you're making $50,000 to $60,000 a year, an LLC is going to be your best friend. But if you got some real loot, maybe $1 million or $2 million, then you need to form a trust. But you need to form the trust before you have kids because trust law is very, very different. You have an irrevocable trust, which is the strongest, and you have a revocable trust, which they can invalidate. But, it just depends upon your asset level. I feel sorry for a good father. I'm not on child support. I pay nothing. I got my child support case dismissed. I pay nothing. There is no orders, nothing. Rockstone, gee, if you were established back then like today, would you had a whole plan for your daughter before choosing the mate and before the birth like Serena's fathers did? Well, here's the thing. We were in a relationship for 3 years. She could not get pregnant. She actually started taking maca and some other stuff to alternate her hormones. She could not get pregnant, which is why I was so careless. Then she surprised me. Leaving kids in the oven. Technic, did you research on YouTube? If so, did you get into common law? I did no research for this. All of the stuff that's in this course came from practical experience. I went to the courthouse. I read so many books. I didn't have to go to YouTube at all. This is kind of like when I wrote the storage auction book. This is all, I was really surprised at how much I knew when I was putting it out this morning. I was like, damn, I forgot about this stuff. Uh, yeah. What about the mom that roasted her two boys in the oven because the man left her? Mm-hmm. So where do you move the goal to so if you can't be reached in trumps the prenup? Once again, I put the course out there. Like I'm giving you the overview. And for the details, you got to buy the course because I know how you savages are. Yep. In Geneva, women will use children as pawns to manipulate the fathers in the systems. And what you have to do is not be that dude who's going to be manipulated. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard, but you can do it. Uh, C support for 10 years, never been the court to sign any documents, and all you're paying out to ask for C support. Either parent lives in the state where the support case originated from. Uh, Spell that out completely because I'm a little lost. Yep. But see, you got to have assets. D. Hectorus. Hey, Glendon, if you went to the state your child is in and sued for custody, would that allow the state to come after you after child support? This is what will happen. And you got to understand how the law works. And the law kind of sucks in this. Since she has been with her in her docile, they're not going to remove her because I just filed a custody suit. So what would happen is I would get rights to see her, and I would also get rights to pay child support. So essentially, I would see her probably, since she lives in New York, I live here, once or twice a year. Maybe during the summer and maybe around Christmas time. Once again, I refuse to accept scraps of parenthood because I'm going to pay the full child support, but I'm going to get partial parentage. That ain't happening. Okay. Trey Matthews. This is so similar to my story. Trey, man, this happens to a lot of dudes. Yes, we got a paternity test. She's mine. And that was another reason we had to go to court to get that. HD Wash, are your kids by the same woman or two different women? Yes, two different women. I used to be married. I had kids, and this jump off. Crazy question. Is there a time limit on consent for jurisdiction? Just depends. It really depends. See, and I don't see that happening. Swoopman 1972. My ex-wife left me as soon as I got out of the military. Took me to child support court. Lied that I not take care of him. They went back 4 years and ordered me to pay $20,000. Now here's some other stuff. Number one, I'm really sorry that happened to you because I know there's a lot of drama because you got blindsided. But this is the thing, and once again with the law. Now, one of the things that I did, because this is back child support, I have a feeling it's going to pop up in a while, is I filed a legitimization application, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Got her served. So that shows that she was unreasonable and that she didn't want me to be a parent, and I will not have to pay any back child support if she ever came after me or called up with me. 24 years paid for everything, including college, $250 a month child support, never allowed to claim for a cent. So let's talk about having children out of wedlock. Jahil will file in nope. Bankruptcy, nope. Child support is right up there with student loans and taxes. You cannot bankrupt out of it. You cannot get it. Now the mother has the power to forgive the debt. Did you hear me? The mother can say, sign a piece of paper saying, from these years, I forgive this debt, and it's gone. She can do that. Now, how many women do that? Like, all right, here's the situation with my ex-wife. When she took the kids and disappeared, I stopped paying child support. Guilty as charged. And one day she's like, you need to pay me that back child support. I say, you need to kiss my black ass. Oh yeah, Jessica's here and she hates you. You want to talk to her? Because my daughter left her mother, moved in with her grandmother, then got with me. So my ex-wife will not, if she saw me, she would run. Because essentially, sharing some stuff about my ex-wife, she was such a dastardly person that she lied to her mother. She lied to everybody. People helped her out and all this other stuff. And when the truth came out, and my ex-wife's mother apologized to me, she said, "I'm sorry for the way that I treat you. I was misled." Now, how's that for mind blowing? But you know, women hold grudges and will never do it. No, they won't. They will not. Izzy, Mike Curry, yeah, bro, it took a lot of emotional agony getting past all that and a lot of prayer, but I was blessed. I did well. Don't even know how I did it, but I live decently by grace. It is hard when you go through this stuff. I believe it was because I cannot afford a lawyer at this time. You can't get out of student loans, man. How does having a child during marriage differ from having a child out of wedlock affect child support? Well, it's really a huge difference because if you're married to the chick, and here's something else too. If your wife goes out and get pregnant by another dude, you're the father. Legally. Seriously. You and your wife can say, "We're going to raise this kid," and push that dude out. That's how strong the marriage laws are. If you're married, you have inalienable rights to the kid from jump. So it's a big, big difference in child support and family court. It is huge. Let's see. Michael Sinclair, my LLC can't be brought up in court as income. Well, let's talk about that. What is an LLC? It's an entity, right? It's a business entity that can be making money or may not be making money. And essentially, an LLC, your LLC is not going to get served. You're going to get served. Let me say that again. Your LLC is not going to get served. You're going to get served. And, essentially, when you own a business and you have an LLC, you give the courts a lot of problems because 99% of the dudes come in there have jobs. Oh, job, W-2, take money out. You got an LLC. Oh, this is a problem. Or you got a holding company and an LLC nestled in there. It's a lot of problems getting through that because you don't know if this company making money or not. And it would take a forensic accountant, which cost about $250, $300 to $500 an hour to sort through that. So she don't have that kind of money. I mean, seriously, it's a real interesting situation. It's a very interesting situation. Let's see. Friend at 21 had a child with a 28-year-old. 15 later, he got married to another woman, and the baby mother came after him for child support. Fortunately, he had a document and a judge threw the case out. Good for him. Good for him. If you want to be a man, always ask what would Glendon do. That's funny. There's a lot of them who are kind of leaving. There's two negatives. I feel after this render there'll be more. Let's see. A child out of wedlock does not get first dibs on your stuff when you die. In some states, kids born oh, that's true. Is 5947. That's 100% true. Essentially, the mother owns the kid, right? So you are pretty much, until you legitimize the child, she can't get anything from you. You're so right, Glenda. My ex-wife got pregnant by another guy and had to go to court and get a paternity test. It's deep. It's deep, man. My mother-in-law asked me if I thought my daughter was crazy. I get along with all of my in-laws, to include my daughter-in-law, who's actually stayed with me as an adult. Wow. BP, yes, so true. I know someone who had an affair with a married woman. She tried to put the child on support. The judge threw it out because she was married. This stuff is deep, man. It's deep. Lucky bastard. But when you have a kid out of wedlock, you don't have any rights. And that is something that is very hard for you to deal with, because when I was going through it, I used to put these cryptic posts on my Facebook page, and it's like the only rights you have are the ones you can enforce. So what I did through my 4-stage plan was put a barrier around any income or money that may come into the businesses and stuff. So essentially, she can't get nothing. Nothing. And that's the thing, because once again, like I remember my grandmother, and she was my everything, right? She taught me to read. She looked after me. She was my stay-at-home parent until I was 11, and she died. So I know what a kid goes through. I know what a kid hungers for. And one of the things, and I do believe, I don't really believe in karma. I believe in stupid people and stupid decisions. And if you're a stupid person, sooner or later, your stupid decisions are going to catch up with you. And I have a feeling it's going to be really, really ugly. So that's it. All right. So let's see. Where are we with this? Oh, cool. All right. I think men need to learn to get married to at least have some power to fight back against these martial courts. Well, once again, things are changing. And essentially, if you are in a good state like Florida, where the Florida recognizes that both parents have rights and the women can't do that, because once you remove the power structure, they don't play these games because they can't. But in states with this drama, they can. And also, we haven't even got into the power of an LLC, because there was a friend of mine, and I hooked him up because he, and I was on him. I was like, look, you need to get an LLC. You need to do this. So I just created one for him, right? And he got divorced. And I went ahead and all the stuff I tell you guys, I did it for him. And they go to court, and he turns in his financial statement, which said zero. And the courts took it, and it's zero. And his child support is $28 per month. He drives a Benz, and he lives in close to a mansion. And his child support is $28 a month. Now he buys clothes for the kids. If they need something, he gets it. But she gets $28 a month. And she is salty about it. She is so salty. And last time she saw me, she said, you did this. I was like, I did what? What are you talking about, Gwen? What did I do? You're the reason I'm not getting any child support. I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing, Gwen. Stank ass. So, I mean, it's the power. I was a cop in Newark. Izzy 5947. I was a cop in Newark, NYC. So a lot of overtime to survive. Average 110K a year, but after taxes is the port. It didn't look so good, and I'm retired now. Here's the thing. If you have two kids by one woman, that's 28% of your income. So she gets 28%. The government, I mean, you're losing 52 to 55% of your check before you get it. If it's not a large check, you're in trouble. So, Michael Sinclair, so back child support payments can be forgiven if the mother goes to courts and give them the dates to do so? Yes. Yes, she can. But she won't do it because she feels you owe her that money. She went through them labor pains for you. She went all through all that drama for you. She getting her money. She getting her money, man. All stupid decisions add up to one huge stupid consequence. I like that, Tech. I do. What? Who me? This lovable hustler? That's funny. In the state of New York, they were putting a lot of men in jail for not paying child support because these men were poor. What they were doing were giving these guys such high support obligations. They weren't making this money before they had the kid, so they changed the law to it's like a minimum of $100 a month. Ganji, 28% child support, 30% taxes, broke. Pretty much. I like this sense of reality. Hustler's Kung Fu is easily the best Kung Fu in the world. It can help you just not physically, but mentally, politically, economically, you name it. I hope he's stepping up on the side. Okay, I said he buys his kid stuff. See, now, once again, BP, you've kind of put in a lot of this simp and moist stuff. Number one, many fathers buy shoes, buy clothes, and they support their kids. because it's not, quote, a defined amount. And let's go a little further on that. Many women who don't have any money and living in government housing, government apartment, food stamps, and get a check, what are they giving their kids? So $28 is a lot. I always thought dumb can't be fixed, but stupid is forever. Damn, that's y'all are wicked in the chat room. But essentially, one of the things that you have to look at in this is child support is socially sanctioned, meaning that if you do not pay, you're not thought to be anything. You are just worthless. And that's all someone has to say is like, he ain't paying child support, and people immediately become angry and they look at you like you're a piece of trash. And the backstory is like, oh, I didn't know that. But the thing is, you could just say that. He ain't paying child support. Worthless, trash, trifling. They need to put him in jail. No backstory. Don't care about that. A woman can literally stab you, poison you, and they still think, well, he probably made her did it. Even though she broke the law. And the law does not treat her like this. I'm going to actually give you a great example. Jam 89, you need to start. Hold on a second, Jam. Hold on 1 second. This is funny. All right. There it is. So this is, I'm going to just leave this up here for a minute. Let's see what that, yeah. So yeah, I got that. I didn't really talk about it a lot. But yeah, we can do that. Fat Cat Secrets. I mean, I get into a lot of stuff that you can use to protect yourself and prevent this kind of stuff from happening. Because, like I said, and this is what I got done today, and I'm going to get some more done tomorrow and some more the day after and the more the day after. So it's going to be lit. Sent her child support payments, right? She sent them back. I got that. I got the letters. And then I bought Madison some stuff on Amazon, sent it to her. She sent it back. So I'm not going to have that issue. But Agent J. Poole, you're 100% correct, because a lot of older guys, they put their head down and hope it's going to go away. It's not going to go away. Morning, but a woman can have 5 abortions, be known as a slut, but let's see. But then every still like, what happened at age 15? Who made it this way? You're funny. Clarence M. If man is paying taxes and the woman is government housing, he's paying double. Could be. What's up, Conscious? Cha-ching. You can't be a simp and fight the court systems in terms of child support. Grow some testes and use the testosterone to win. Oh, man. I remember this story in 2011 where this ex-wife called her ex-husband's dick off in his sleep and the cunts on The View. Yes, that's what happens to men. It becomes funny. Remember when the chick went after Jay-Z because supposedly he was cheating on Beyonce? And if he had hit her, everyone would be mad at him. But it was just a joke. Out here in PNW, if you're a woman, you have to provide 50% of medical, good house, and if not, primary custody can change quickly. Things are changing. Things are really changing. Martin, with testosterone, anything is possible. Lorena Bobbitt, all kinds of stuff. All right, so let's do this because I'm going to wrap this up. If you want to get into this bundle, let's see, let me go back a bit. You get Disruptive Mating, the same guides man to life, love, and sex. Fat Cat Secrets, parenting contracts, LLCs and trust, and what it is and how to set it up. Fat Cat Secrets, how LLCs make you bank, developing business credit, unlimited credit, fixing and enhancing your credit fast, and the original child support course. All for $4.95, probably next 48 hours. And I'm going to up the price because I am going to get on my course creation grind. I'm going to try to finish up this course, Fat Cat Secrets, tomorrow. And then I'm going to move on to Fat Cat Secrets. So this week is about course creation and putting it together. So if you want this, if you're in a situation and like if you're already caught up, right? Let me tell you how this can help you. Say you got a job and you're paying like, $2,500 a month in child support, and it's like breaking you off something. What you can do is start an LLC, start a business, and switch your income around where you're still making the same money, but you're not showing it on paper, and you can go back to court for reconsideration. I need to put that in there, how to do that. So let's write this down, reconsideration. And she does not have to agree to it. So I'll put that in the course, how to do that. And also, let me just come back here for a second. All right.